There's a theory out there that changes the entire way you look at Kingdom Hearts. No, I'm not talking about Sora being the master of masters, we've been through that enough. This theory, when contextualized or if even true, completely changes the way we think about another master. Master Xehanort, the main villain in many forms throughout the Kingdom Hearts franchise, though among his many incarnations, the version of him we know debatably the least about is the version of him that overtakes Terra. This character, when defeated by both Lingering Will and Aqua in the ending of Birth by Sleep, would lose a part of himself. In this amnesic state, he would be recovered by Ansem as Aqua falls into the pits of darkness, and we would know him from then on as Apprentice Xehanort. This is the version of Xehanort that would much later on turn into a Heartless and Nobody, the villains of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, Ansem Seeker of Darkness and leader of Organization 13, Xemnas. Xehanort was already a very intelligent individual, from the kid we see in Dark Road to the older man we know from Birth by Sleep and onwards. Giving this character access to a high quality lab, equipment, the ability to learn even more about the heart and experiment with it, it was of course a recipe for disaster, and we would then see that play out in the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. However, maybe it wasn't. Looking at Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, Apprentice Xehanort makes another appearance, in flashbacks taking Kairi and sending her to the Destiny Islands. We actually already knew about this through the Ansem reports, which were those pages you received during Kingdom Hearts 1. Talked about in Ansem report number 11, written by Apprentice Xehanort, we essentially see this report played out on screen, but with a lot more dialogue from Apprentice Xehanort, where he says a lot of very interesting things that still align with what's said in the reports, though the context of this flashback is that Kairi was sent purposely by Apprentice Xehanort to search for Sora. Kairi would find Sora pretty quickly, even though Sora wouldn't get his Keyblade until much later. A matter of fact, all three of the characters on Destiny Island, Sora, Riku, and Kairi, would eventually become Keyblade wielders. However, this situation still fits even with the context of this being a flashback. Sora has gone missing, again, and she is searching for him. So again, Kairi is searching for a Keyblade wielder. Now, I would normally doubt Apprentice Xehanort has any knowledge of this, however, there's a clue here that was used to figure out that Sora was somewhere else, which was pivotal to this game's ending.
If you arrive in a world that's neither of light nor darkness, but somewhere on the other side, your task will be far from easy. If that happens, you must abandon your search. We have failed.
We have failed. The eeriness of that line implies some greater knowledge. As far as we know, Xehanort should not have any knowledge of the existence of the other side. Even Ansem himself doesn't, and he was doing similar research to Apprentice Xehanort. Although Xehanort would go much farther with that research and collapse Radiant Garden as a result of it. Xehanort is purposely guiding Kairi to Sora and Riku. This could be because of what was thought to be implied in the Ansem reports. Xehanort wanted a Keyblade. Perhaps this was the beginning of Xehanort's new plan, as Riku would become Ansem's vessel in the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. Or Xehanort expected he'd lose, which would make it all of those options. I think at some point when Xehanort was an apprentice, he put his faith in the world elsewhere, maybe onto Sora? This is how Xehanort giving Sora the Keyblade is widely interpreted. But no, it was probably even farther back than that, and there's a reason for it. Xehanort's interactions with the Master stuck with him. Saying Xehanort found these interactions suspicious is underselling it. As a young boy, Xehanort was fascinated by these Lost Masters. It was one of the first things advertised in a voice-acted cutscene for Kingdom Hearts 3. The Lost Masters were talked about in the Book of Prophecies. Meeting a Lost Master, knowing that one is still alive, I think implies that there's something big at play. He likely realized at some point that he was a pawn in someone else's game, likely the very person he interacted with. So, back to Apprentice Xehanort. I think Xehanort still had ambitions to create a blank slate out of the world, but he also had a plan in place in the very likely event that he would lose. Xehanort, by sending Kairi out to find a Keyblade wielder, leading her to Sora and Riku, possessing Riku, who was supposed to get the Keyblade, and causing Kairi's heart to be separated from her body in the process of the world falling. To me, it sounds like Xehanort basically set up all the circumstances that will lead to Sora being his ultimate adversary. Now, Xehanort made it difficult for sure, but he knew all the Guardians would come together, even the ones he had in his possession, like Roxas, Terra, and even Xion. He knew all of them would be saved and come together. The organization members in Kingdom Hearts 3 weren't there to defeat the Guardians of Light. They were there to clash and create the Keyblade. They didn't have to win. Xehanort probably knew Light would come out on top. I don't know if Xehanort planned all of this, but when you look at the events of Kingdom Hearts 3 and heck the entire series from Kingdom Hearts 1 onwards, a lot of things seem very convenient under the idea that Xehanort knows about the Lost Masters, the true darknesses, the other side. He had dreams about Daybreak Town, things even the smartest among our characters aren't aware of or have any knowledge about. Another thing to add is that Xehanort probably could have actually killed Kairi, but he didn't. And Kairi would be the very thing at the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 after the battle ended, after everything was done, would be the very reason Sora would end up on this other side. Because he had to go back in time to save her. So why didn't Xehanort outright destroy her completely? Now the obvious reason would be, of course, because she's the Princess of Heart. So he's using her as insurance. But what if there was another reason? To guide Sora to this other side. Also, I must mention this moment in Remind that strikes me as bizarre when thinking about all of this. This is a future Sora interacting with a present Xehanort, the same Xehanort we defeated in the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 that gave us the Keyblade that went off with Ericus. This is the same Xehanort, not some dream Xehanort from Melody of Memory, not some other version. This is the same Xehanort that gets defeated, the final boss. This Xehanort acknowledges Sora from the future trying to save Kairi. He recognizes what's happening and is certain of it, but he doesn't try to stop Sora. He doesn't react in any way where he's like, wait, I lost or anything like that. Where are you coming from? He knows, he is aware of this. And then after this, Sora frustratedly leaves after Xehanort teases him a little bit. He goes right back to fulfilling what's going on in the ending. I just had to mention that because it's definitely something that could add to this. Xehanort's name without the X, without the sigil, is simply another pawn in the Master's game. I believe it's possible that Xehanort was grooming the Guardians for a fight with the Master. A battle bringing all timelines together for one clash to defeat the darkness and the true villain in Kingdom Hearts. Xehanort played his role, and he played it well, the perfect pawn in the Master's game. But is this truly the end of his story? A lot of people want it to be, but perhaps there's a larger story to tell, as we connect the pieces from the Seeker of Darkness into the story that awaits. The clues are there, and the board is set. I think this might have been Xehanort's true purpose all along. What do you think about Xehanort being the architect behind a lot of this? What else do you think Xehanort knows? I'm excited to read the paragraphs in the comment section. I know the theorists in this community can get a little crazy. I might be extremely crazy myself talking about this theory. However, if you enjoyed today's video, you already know what to do. Leave a like, share it with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit the red subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.
This world is just too small.